Ever pondered how often we make decisions based on probability without even realizing it? It may not always be at the forefront of our minds, but we use probability every single day, often without even realizing it. You might be thinking, probability? That's for statisticians and math whizzes, right? Well, not necessarily. While the complex calculations certainly have their place in those fields, the concept of probability is much more universal and is deeply embedded in our daily lives. Imagine you're deciding what to wear in the morning. You glance out the window, see dark clouds looming overhead, and decide to grab an umbrella on your way out. In that moment, you've assessed the probability of rain and made a decision based on that assessment. Or consider your daily commute to work. You might choose to take a different route because there's often traffic on the main road at this time of day. Once again, you've used probability. You've estimated the likelihood of traffic congestion and decided on an alternative path. And it's not just about mundane daily tasks. Probability plays a role in fun and games too. Picture a simple coin toss. Heads or tails. The outcome is uncertain, but we know that there's a 50-50 chance for either result. That's probability at work. So, as you can see, probability is not some abstract concept confined to textbooks and classrooms. It's a practical tool that we use to navigate the uncertainties of life. It helps us make informed decisions when we're faced with multiple possibilities. From deciding whether to carry an umbrella, choosing which route to take to work, or even guessing the outcome of a coin toss, probability factors into our choices, big and small. It's not about eliminating uncertainty. That's impossible. But it is about managing uncertainty, about making the best possible decision with the information we have at hand. Probability, in essence, is an integral part of our decision-making process. Probability can seem complex, but fear not. It can be broken down into understandable parts. Let's start with a straightforward concept. Picture a coin, shiny, round, with the heads on one side and tails on the other. When you flip this coin, only two outcomes are possible. It will either land on heads or tails. Each of these outcomes is equally likely, which means the probability of getting either heads or tails is 1/2 or 50%. This is what we call a fair coin. Now let's add a bit more complexity and consider a six-sided dice. This dice, just like our coin, has a limited number of outcomes. However, instead of two, we have six possible outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Each of these outcomes is equally likely to occur, so the probability of rolling any particular number is 1 out of 6, or about 16.67%. But what happens when we start combining events? Let's say we want to know the probability of rolling a 1 and then flipping a coin to get heads. To find this, we multiply the probability of the first event by the probability of the second event. So the probability of rolling a 1, 1/6, and getting heads, 1/2, is 1/12, or about 8.33%. Probability is all around us, from the flip of a coin to the roll of a dice. It's a way of quantifying the uncertainty that comes from dealing with random events. And while it can seem complex, especially as the situations get more intricate, it's all about breaking things down into understandable parts. Just remember, probability doesn't tell us what will happen for sure. It merely tells us how likely something is to happen. It's a tool, a guide, and a way to make sense of the randomness in our world. As you can see, probability is not as complex as it first appears. Ever wondered why casinos always win? The secret lies in probability. In the world of gambling, casinos are the masters of probability. They use it to ensure they always have an edge over gamblers. Take roulette, for example. There are 38 pockets on an American roulette wheel, but a straight-up bet only pays out 35 to 1. This discrepancy creates a house edge of over 5%, or consider blackjack. If you play by the book, the house edge is less than 1%, but most players don't always make the statistically best move, increasing the house's advantage. In addition, games like slot machines are programmed to pay out less than the actual odds of winning, further increasing the casino's edge. These are just a few examples of how casinos use the principles of probability to their advantage. So next time you're placing a bet, remember the house always has the edge. Now, let's delve into the concept of expected value, a key concept in probability. Expected value is the average amount you'd expect to win or lose per bet if you made the same bet over and over again. It's calculated by multiplying the probability of each outcome by the amount you'd win or lose if that outcome occurred, and then summing up those figures. To better grasp this, let's imagine a simple lottery game. You buy a ticket for $1. There are 100 tickets sold, and only one of them will win a prize of $50. What's the expected value of buying a ticket? First, we calculate the probability of winning, which is 1 in 100, or in percentage terms, 1%. Then, we multiply this probability by the amount we'd win, which is $50. This gives us 50 cents. But we must also account for the probability of losing, which is 99 in 100, or 99%. We multiply this by the loss, which is the cost of the ticket, $1. This gives us 99 cents. To get the expected value, we subtract the amount we expect to lose from the amount we expect to win. In this case, 50 cents minus 99 cents gives us a negative expected value of 49 cents. This means on average we'd expect to lose 49 cents for every ticket we buy. In reality, you might win or lose, but over a large number of attempts, the average loss would be close to our expected value. This is due to the law of large numbers, which we'll explore later. Understanding expected value can help us make more informed decisions, particularly when it comes to investments or games of chance. By calculating the expected value, we can determine whether a gamble or an investment is likely to be profitable over the long run. Remember, a positive expected value indicates a favorable gamble or investment, while a negative expected value suggests the opposite. Probability isn't just for casinos and lotteries. It plays a role in our everyday lives, too. Let's delve into this a bit, shall we? Imagine you're about to head out for your daily commute. You check the weather forecast and see there's a 40% chance of rain. This probability helps you decide whether to grab an umbrella or leave it behind. This is a simple yet practical application of probability in our everyday lives. Or consider traffic. If you've ever used a navigation app, you've likely seen it provide an estimated arrival time. This prediction is based on the probability of encountering traffic, accidents, or construction, among other things. By understanding these probabilities, the app can help us make more informed decisions about our routes. Now let's think about shopping. When you're deciding between two products, you might consider the likelihood of one breaking or not performing as expected. This is where consumer reviews come in handy. If a product has a high number of positive reviews, it increases the probability of it being a reliable purchase. Even in our health, probability plays a significant role. Medical professionals use probabilities to assess the risk of diseases based on factors like age, lifestyle, and family history. This information can guide us towards healthier lifestyle choices. And of course, probability isn't just about avoiding negative outcomes, it also helps us seize opportunities. For instance, if you're an investor, understanding the probability of a return on your investments can help you make better financial decisions. But remember, while probability gives us a sense of what might happen, it doesn't guarantee outcomes. A 20% chance of rain doesn't mean it won't pour, and a highly rated product might still disappoint. The key takeaway here is that understanding probability can help us make better decisions, manage our expectations, and navigate the uncertainties of life more effectively. So, the next time you're faced with a decision, consider the probabilities. As we've seen, probability is a powerful tool that underpins many aspects of our lives. From the roll of dice in a board game to the risk management strategies of multinational corporations, probability is there, subtly shaping our world. We've explored how it simplifies the complex, giving us the means to predict the unpredictable. In gambling and games, it provides a framework for understanding the odds and the potential rewards. We've also delved into the concept of expected values, giving us insight into the potential outcomes of different scenarios. And let's not forget the law of large numbers, reminding us that the more we play the game, the closer our results will be to the expected values. In our everyday situations, we saw how probability plays a subtle but significant role, from weather forecasting to decision-making. Remember, understanding probability can help us make more informed decisions, manage risks, and even have a bit more fun at the casino.